Hey, welcome back to this week's video. I'm so excited. Just came back from the Global Leadership Summit 2019. It's actually held in Chicago in America, but of course I'm in Australia, so I couldn't do that. But I was able to watch a streaming from Australia, just from a spot locally, and it was awesome. We listened to some of the most amazing, influential leaders in the world who just had so many nuggets of awesomeness. So I got so much out of it. I actually can't wait to share some of the things I've learned over the next few weeks. I'm going to make a bunch of awesome videos, not just face to camera kind of videos, but some cool creative ones like the ones I did a couple weeks ago. So I'm going to do that, make them fun, make them valuable, and I really look forward to doing that. But I just thought, a bit like last week, still 1 week to go for uni, and last week I didn't have time to make a proper video, so I just did a face to camera in the car, and I just thought, I'm going to do the same this week because, again, I just don't quite have the time. I'll be finished the majority of my uni assignments by Wednesday this week, so today is Saturday, so just in a few days, and all the stress is going to be relieved, and I'll only have one exam a few weeks later, but that's it, and then it'll be all creation of fun and awesome content, so I'm really excited to do that. But I didn't want to not make another video despite the time pressures, and I really appreciated the response I was getting from all of you about the video for 4 practical ways to alleviate stress. It was so awesome to hear many of you have either tried those steps or implemented them after hearing them, and even found success in that. And so I really appreciate your feedback, and I'm so glad you tried it, and well done, because there's a difference between having knowledge and then applying knowledge. And I think it's easy to often get caught up in the trying to consume a lot of knowledge. That's me as well. I find myself just listening to podcasts, reading books, and it's so good to just consume, get information, keep learning, keep growing in your knowledge. But it's very different to actually go and apply that into your real life. So that's something I've been challenging myself to do, and it's awesome that I can actually see that some of you are doing that in your own lives. So if you don't feel like that's you quite yet, then keep challenging yourself. Take what I say and take what you hear from other people and in books and in podcasts, and just try and apply that. Sorry, I know I'm speaking real fast, so I'll try and slow it down. But there was so I heard from eight speakers over the last 2 days about leadership and growing as a leader and as an influencer, and how to be an authority in a way that lifts people up and unites people. So it's been really, really awesome, and so I don't have time to talk about them all, and I probably won't ever, because it's their content. Of course I'll steal their ideas and share them as my own. But there's one idea from Dr. We'll get his name right. I've got the little book with me. Dr. Krish Kandiah, and what he talks about is called VIP leadership. V stands for vision, I stands for inclusion, and P stands for proximity. And it's a really interesting concept, and he was one of the earlier speakers I listened to, so I'm just trying to share from how I've remembered. I've written a bunch of notes, so I'll get to that maybe in another video, but just the quick summary, and I think this is really, really valuable. First is V as vision, and the idea is that leaders, they think and see things differently to other people. They have a vision of what something can be. They see something and they imagine it as something else. And this is something that if you're not a leader, it's really difficult to do. But leaders, they have this inherent imagination, creativity, or innovation, or hunger for seeing change, where they see this and they want it to be different. And it's not just everything has to be improved and they're never satisfied, but they're always looking for ways to improve things, because they want things to be better for themselves, for others, for the world, whatever their goal is. But I think that V is just awesome with become a visionary, someone who sees one thing but looks at it and sees potential in it like nobody else can. So I like what he says here. He says leadership is having the vision to see things differently to everyone else, and then these leaders help others to see things differently as well. So they have leaders have the vision to see things differently to others, and then they actually help others to see it differently as well. Now, I think that's a really, really powerful concept. And if we can become people of vision, who think ahead, who think long term, who think about the future, who see problems and find solutions, and then help others to find those solutions as well, then we're already at that first stage of leadership. And the second one is inclusion. Now, his whole talk is talking about seeing potential in others where others don't see potential. For example, someone who's come from a troubled home, maybe there's someone who's very outspoken and isn't good in conversation and doesn't communicate points well, but like yells and gets angry, and that's a common difficulty that people face when looking at the way others behave. And the problem is that we see that as a problem and not as an opportunity or an actual strength. So someone who's outspoken might actually mean that they're the kind of people that will stand up for something that they believe in. So I've got real sidetracked. Always feel weird when people are walking around me and I'm trying to speak. I'm still a bit nervous about doing all this stuff, so I know I went a bit weird there. But yeah, just include people and find people who have certain skills and not be afraid to develop those people. So the leaders have the vision and they want others to see the vision as well, and then they actually include people in that vision. And the final one is proximity, and this is inviting people to bring their best towards that vision. It's not, and he says here that proximity is not just about getting close to people, but it's also about being close with someone. So on a personal basis, how close can you get where you're not just connecting with them on a logical level or this is what we think and this is what we want to do, but actually on a heart level where you're on the same page, you believe in the same things, you value the same things, and you both are equally as passionate about seeing a change in the world. Now, of course, these aren't my thoughts, so I can't quite deliver them as well as they have. But if you're passionate about leadership, they do this conference this summer every single year. It's absolutely awesome. I really hope next year that I'll be even able to go to Chicago to see it in person, because I think it's really valuable to actually see it in the flesh and see more of the speakers, because they're incredible and they have so much wisdom to give. So if you're someone who's pursuing leadership or a position of influence, or maybe you're already in that position, then I'd encourage you to consider it or find other ways to improve your leadership skills, because it's such a valuable skill in the workforce, in your sporting, in whatever industry or career or whatever you do in your life. Leadership is so valuable, and whilst you might not see yourself as the Martin Luther Kings or like someone up that top tier kind of leadership who changes the world, we can still lead in the small things in our lives. And whether it's just leading one person, if we can help one person to improve their life or to change lives again and spark that movement, then we've done an awesome job. So I would encourage you all to just think about your leadership. Are you happy with your leadership ability right now? Because I know for me, I want to be a leader. I think that's awesome, and I really want to influence people and encourage people and lift them up and have a vision and then get people behind that vision as well. But it's not always that easy. It's terrifying, and I know that I don't always communicate my thoughts and my feelings and my visions as well as I should. And if it's something that I'm thinking about 24/7, which is pretty much what I do, if I can't communicate that well, then I'm really letting myself down and I'm not going to get the support that I'm hoping for. So it's something I'm trying to improve, and it's a constant battle, and I just want to help people, but how do I communicate that in a way that encourages people and motivates them, and I can challenge people but without making them feel like they're not good enough right now. So that's a constant battle I'm feeling, and even right now I don't feel like I'm communicating what I want to say the best. So I'm going to continue to try and grow my leadership, my communication skills, and yeah, keep doing things like this. And I hope I guess my videos and other videos you may have seen encourage you to do the same, and just keep growing, keep learning, and that's the way to become an awesome leader who can make an impact on the world. And you just start with that person next to you. Just pick one person and see if you can make an impact in their lives, because if you can, then you've made an awesome difference. All right, that's the video for this week. Hope you've enjoyed it. Please, I'd love for you to share this video on with someone that you think is going to find it valuable as well. I hope I've put this message together in a way that's actually valuable and something that you can maybe take away. I guess the key point is just think about yourself as a leader and how can you improve your skill as a leader. All right, that's it. And I look forward to seeing you next week, and hopefully we'll be able to do less of just a face-to-face kind of camera video and maybe something more exciting. But anyway, see you next week.